Sometimes they'll have a hotel. I like to put the "Do Not Disturb" sign on the thing because I don't want people coming in there rummaging through my stuff. I don't know what they're doing. I don't mistrust all custodians, but you never know. You know what I mean? I don't know what to call people nowadays. And I was gonna say maid, but I was like, I don't know if that's okay. But anyway, so I put that on there, and people won't knock on it. They'll call, but they won't knock. They'll call and they'll go, we saw a "Do Not Disturb" sign on your door, so we didn't want to knock, but we just call and let this ring until you pick up. You know about that? What's that? What are you saying? Oh. All right, we're having a good time, and sometimes I'll give off an impression like I'm upset that someone's yelled out, but I'm not. I just was trying to see what you were saying, but she said nothing. And so they'll call, and then they'll disturb me that way. I'm like, but one time I had a package. I had ordered an Amazon package to the hotel, and they called me, and they said, we're going to bring that package up to you. And I was like, perfect, I'll be here. And like 45 minutes goes by, and then the phone rings, and the phone rings, and they go, oh, we came up, but the "Do Not Disturb" sign was on the door, and we couldn't knock on it. I was like, me giving you permission to open that door was not enough? And they said, no, it wasn't. We can't knock on that door. They get it over there, and so I said, come on back up here, and I'll go ahead and I'll be waiting on you. They brought it up, and then when they left, I called down to the front desk. I said, someone just knocked on this door. And I had a "Do Not Disturb" sign on there. I need something done about it. That's fine. You must work at hotels over here. All right. Hotels are wild, and a wild bunch of people. They got a lot of phone chargers over there if you need to. One of my first flights I was on, this flight attendant was coming from first class into like the rest of the plane, and she pushed that mosquito net to the side and came back there, and she was pointing from side to side, and she was saying a word, and I was confused by the word because I couldn't see the lower half of her body, and I was on dope, and I like to call drugs dope, That's what my dad calls drugs. All drugs are dope. My dad says somebody's on dope, you don't know if they've been smoking weed or if they're on heroin, You gotta dig in to see how serious it is. My dad can tell if somebody's on dope based on how the yard looks. Get a real eye for it. We were riding down the road the other day, he's like, you see that house? A couple of dope heads live there. I'm like, how you know that? He's like, look how messy that yard is. Too busy doing dope to get out there and clean it up. So you could just be lazy, according to my dad. You could be a dope head if you're lazy. But anyway, so I'm on this plane, and I'm on dope. And the flight attendant, this is what she's doing. She says, trash, 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 trash. I thought she was shaming the whole plane. I had never seen this before. I thought she was fed up. She was like, I'm about to quit this job. I got some stuff to get off my chest. This plane is trash. She was getting close to me. I was worried. I was like, these people look pretty good. I don't know what she's going to say about me. She was just collecting trash. So I had to get off. And we're having a good time. And I drank gas one time. And not on purpose. I was not making a drink. I was trying to get to have a lawnmower put into a four-wheeler so I'd go riding. So I was stealing. And I'd never done this before. I was using a hose pipe, and all I knew was that you put one end into the hose, then you suck on the other end, right? Every time I say that, I feel like I'm saying something like dirty, right? Isn't it weird that a lot of our words are like dirty, like when they're not really dirty words? Like you say like suck or balls or nuts. Like nothing wrong with those words, right? But people think about it. You know, you say when you coming in today, or I don't know. Come is a word that people can make seem weird when it doesn't need to be. Siphon is a word that you could use instead of suck. The show's off the rails now. I felt like she was coming to tell me to lock it up. Anyway, so I'm trying to get this gas out of this. I got a hose pipe and I'm sucking on it, and I give it a big and nothing came, right? I was like, I gotta do better than that, right? Okay. And so I start exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, and really expanding the lungs, right? And I went ahead and took the hose and cupped it because I didn't want to lose my progress, right? But I think gas had worked its way most of the way up the hose because it was just waiting on me, right? I had a big exhale, I was ready to pull it in. All of a sudden I let it out and I went, immediately drank a lot of gas. Filled my stomach, my lungs, I was crying gas. I freaked out. I don't know if you've done this before, but I freaked out. I ran inside, started drinking a bunch of water. I ended up just throwing up all this gas. And then I was fine, but I burped up gas for like 2 weeks. Yeah, I had to quit smoking, so I was gonna light myself on fire. I used to play in the woods a lot as a kid. I still play in the woods. I don't think kids play in the woods now. I think they're afraid of ticks, I guess. I don't know. I just heard a radio, this is why I know they don't play in the woods. I heard a radio advertisement the other day. They were advertising the woods. They weren't even selling nothing. They were like, just get out there in them woods. Just play around out there. Just get out there. It wasn't as creepy as it could have been, you know, because they weren't advertising specific woods, you know? They weren't like, you know those woods behind that old school? Go out there tonight. Round 7, come alone, don't bring a weapon.
I grew up in a trailer park, which wasn't that fun, so not sure why they call it a park. You know what I mean? There wasn't no rides in there. There's a lot of money out there, a lot of different kinds of money. There's like old money, new money, blood money, drug money. We didn't have any of that. What we had was good money, right? That's why your parents buy you something you don't like. They go, we paid good money for that. Good money buys the worst stuff, too. It's never anything good. Good money buys like airbrush t-shirts with your name on it from the county fair. I had a lot of t-shirts with wolves on it growing up. My mom thought I'd look good in a wolf t-shirt. She was like, the more wolves, the better. Put them all over that thing. Maybe put a little moon on there. Give that wolf something to howl at. I had a hat growing up, just had my name airbrushed across the top. Just said Dusty right across it. That's just so I wouldn't get kidnapped. Kidnapper sees that hat, he's like, nah, his family ain't got no money. Just give him the candy. Right? Just let him have the candy. He probably ain't had candy in a long time. I'm out there trying to get in the van. And they're like, no, we are kidnappers. I'm like, I know, I'm a kid. Trying to get napped up in here. I live in Nashville, Tennessee now, and all right, thank you. And last December, we had a tornado warning, and I was listening to the radio, and they were telling us what to do during this tornado warning based on what kind of house you live in, right? It said if you live in a house with a basement, go into the basement. If you live in a house without a basement, go into a bathroom or a small room. And they were like, if you live in a trailer park, we want you to go to a neighbor's house or go outside and lay down in the ditch. That's the real news. They're like, listen, we don't know what to tell you. Hell, you made some bad decisions along the way. Now you got to deal with this. They're like, we can't help you. They're like, yeah, I know it's raining out there, and that ditch is going to be full of water. Just get down in it. Yeah, it's December. It's going to be cold. You're probably going to get sick. Just get down in there. I like that they think that there's a ditch located next to every trailer park, right? Like it just comes with it. Every trailer park gets their own tornado ditch. No trash in this ditch unless it's white trash, you know. All right, we're having a good time. We're having a good time. I like that the other option they give you is to go to a neighbor's house, right? Because I don't know what kind of trailer parks they know about, but the trailer park that I grew up in, my neighbor also lived in a trailer. It's like they just want us to meet up in one, maybe weight it down. That way the tornado can't carry it on. We weren't real poor, though. We just didn't have everything, you know? Like, I never got ice cream growing up. My mom used to just pour milk into a bowl. Then she'd call me into the room and go, well, you're too late. All right, thank you very much.
I was in one hotel and they had a sign inside the room that said, not responsible for stolen items. So I took some stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not responsible either. I don't even work here. You know what I mean? I've been needing a lamp with some plugs on it. Tired of plugging my stuff into a wall at home. Get a lamp I can plug some stuff into. It's tough to find a lamp with USB ports on it, you know? When you find one, you take it. I like trashy stuff, you know? I stayed at a lot of bad hotels. I was at a hotel recently and nothing worked. The elevator didn't work. I finally got up to my room and the Wi-Fi didn't work. So I went back downstairs. I was like, hey, the Wi-Fi doesn't work. He was like, yeah, it's a little shaky. But the network name is Ramada N1. And that's when I realized why it was shaky. Because we weren't at a Ramada Inn. I could see the Ramada Inn through the window. He was like, but it works real good down here in the lobby. Why don't you just use it here in the lobby? I'm like, well, obviously you don't know what I need Wi-Fi for. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm not working on a spreadsheet up there, buddy. I was at a casino hotel one time, and they had a sign in the room that had a list of everything you could steal and how much it cost, right? That way, if you want to steal something, they'll just charge it right to your account. I guess to keep you from stealing, right? But they had an ironing board on there for like $20. I was like, that seems like a pretty good deal to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't buy a lot of ironing boards, so I don't know. Like, I don't know the going rate for ironing boards out there. $20 seems cheap to me. Plus, who's bold enough to steal an ironing board from a hotel? Like a lamp, that's easy. You just put that in your bag, close that up. Ironing board, you're at checkout like, nah, I had this when I came in. Yeah, it does look a lot like yours. But I always carry an ironing board with me. Good thing, because there's not one in that room.